Well, I'm making an unusual piece of furniture. It's, get these clamps off. It's a table that will go between two chairs that are in the TV room. And my wife and I will sometimes sit at these chairs and have dinner while we're watching a good movie. And we have various methods of little tables and stools and so forth that we use to eat in front of the TV with. But I'd like to make something that will be something that we can use for that. Basically, it's a table that goes between the chairs with the flip-up wings on it. Kind of unusual. Don't know if it's going to work, but I'm about to find out. Well, I've got a whole lot of pieces cut up here, and it kind of starts off with squaring off the top. I know I want it to be 40 inches in length, so let's do that. I've just got the end squared off. This thing was about 40.5 inches, so I just cut enough off to get the ends finished off, and the length of it is fine the way it is. Now I do have one edge that's a little rough, but I'm going to cut both edges to get a nice smooth finish on both edges. So this is the edge profile. Okay, this is the top that's upside down, and back leg about 4 inches from the back, and this leg will go right here. The top's going to stick out quite a bit, and there is another piece that's going on top of the top eventually too. I'm kind of planning this as I go along a little bit. I mean, I have a sketch, but it'll be interesting to see what happens, I think. Anyway, this is going to be with pocket holes. One of my favorite joinery methods because it's quick. And a couple of holes to join them. I'll put a little bit of glue on here, but I don't expect it to make too much difference on the end grain. Pocket hole screws are what really do the job. I've got to put a cross piece in here, so I want to cut a slot, a dado, and I'm going to do it by taking multiple passes with a regular blade. So what we've got is that. that goes right in here, like that. This will go between the chairs, and this will go under the two rockers. That they have a little recess that comes up over the rug, and these will go under the two rockers and help keep it from stabilized this way. Right? Right. If you think this is really fast furniture making, well, it took many, many years of slower furniture making to finally get into the habit of just whipping it together. So you missed a lot of the hard work that went into this to learn how to do it haphazardly. When you weren't looking, I cut into this and put another brace near the front of it. And that'll give it, I think, a little more stability, because it's going to have some lateral stability, because I'm going to be putting some wings coming out here on the sides. It's going to have some weight on them. And the chair will help hold it down, but it needs to have its own stability too. Man, I hope this works. Oh well. We'll see. So, while you weren't looking, I took the time to cut up these 3 pieces of wood and glue them together. This will be a top on the front top of this thing that I'm making. I think it'll all make sense eventually. I'm using Elmer's glue. I had someone the other day ask me about that. And you know, why not Titebond? I almost always have Titebond. Heck, I buy it by the gallon. But Elmer's, we used to, that was the glue at one time before Titebond came around, and built guitars with it, whatever, everything held together. It's really, really good glue. I ran out of the Titebond, and I had some of this around that I had bought for another purpose. I hadn't even opened it yet. So this build gets done with Elmer's glue. Good stuff. I've got this thing upside down with the front pallet on, and I'm going to screw it on. I'm not going to glue it, just in case something doesn't work out and need to take it apart. And I can put enough screws in the bottom that it'll hold good anyway, I think. So here it is, routed. This will stick out, and the wings that I've made will be on here like this, and I have these really good, I think they're good anyway, angle brackets that retract. They're very strong and they're very sturdy, and there's no play. I've got some a table in the camper that flips up and down with these, and they're, you know, these will hold 80 pounds. So, and they're not that big. They're only 8 inches. So that's the plan. Okay, I am designing this as I go along, but I'm beginning to realize that when I put the wings on here, and if we put things on the wings, it's going to be top heavy. And yes, this is going to be under the chair, but still, I'm going to have to put some kind of a brace down here to help it from going backwards. So, I need to build something for this. Well, I'm out of birch, but I do have this piece of cherry, which isn't too far out of the way, and it will be down on the floor, so I know it's going to darken over time. But I need something a little bit wider and something I could make kind of a tongue that comes out to the floor here to help hold this from going forward. Design on the fly. Well, this is what I've come up with. Definitely will stop from falling forward, but I do think it's a little bit too long. I'm going to cut it back a little bit. Well, there it is. Looks like a big bird now. But now it's time to put the trays on of the wing. Well, after much trial and error, and that's what this thing is, I finally realized that I was going to need 2 of these and no hinge. These don't require hinges. As a matter of fact, they don't work with hinges. So here it is upside down. I have 1 wing on. And they lock in place. So I'm going to need to buy 2 more of these. They're not very expensive. I highly recommend them. They're like $11 for these 2, and not much more for big ones, and they hold a lot of weight. So I have to order some more. The other wing's over there, and we should be well on our way once that happens.